Welcome to Life, Finance, and Real Estate, where we discuss how to make smart money moves, the ever changing real estate market, and of course, things going on in life. And here to talk about it more with you is your host, Kirby the Realtor.
Straight down, came up. God made a way. Straight down, came up. God made a way. Straight down, came up. God made a way. Let me tell you about it. You can sit and wait around. You can make it happen. I've been walking in the spirit. Ain't no way around it. And it's up. Yeah. And it's up. Yeah. Pedal to the metal, headed to the top. Swerving around the block, this be getting hot. It's so hot. The holy got a purpose, I can't ever stop. I got Lamborghini mercy on me. I'm outside with the cool. Look at that, deja vu. Not with the trap, but I'm still on the move. Holy got the Holy Ghost, I'm jumping through the roof. I was down, but I stayed down, came up. God made a way. Stayed down, came up. God made a way. Stayed down, came up. God made a way. Let me tell you about it. You can sit and wait around, or you can make it happen. I've been walking in the spirit. Ain't no way around it. Running in the spirit. And it's up.
Hey family, welcome back to Life, Finance, and Real Estate with your girl, Kirby the Realtor. Listen, this is the room where we don't just talk about it, we move on it. And today's episode is for that person who knows they are called to do more, but you keep second guessing yourself. You got the ideas, you got the gifts, and you got the vision, but you keep waiting to feel ready. And today, y'all, we're breaking that. Now, before we get into today's episode, let's go back for a second. Let's go back and recap for our new listeners. Last week, we talked about why some of you haven't started and what was really costing you. We talked about that gap between knowing and doing, because a lot of us, we know what to do. We read it, we can hear it, we've heard it. We watch and go to seminars and we watch YouTube videos. We've even told other people what to do and how to do it. But when it comes to our own life, we tend to hesitate. And last week I told you it's not a lack of information. It's not a lack of knowledge. It's a lack of movement. And you don't need another video. You don't need another class. You don't need another seminar. The truth be told, you just need to move. And see, I gave y'all some homework last week. I told you to take that idea, take that gift, take that thing you've been sitting on, and I told you to do one thing. I told you to write it down. And then I told you to identify what's been holding you back. Like, be real with yourself. Take one step towards it. Some of y'all did it, and some of you didn't. Some of you just listened, was like, oh, that's good. And you wrote it down, but guess what? You kept moving. You kept moving on through life, and you didn't write it down. But I need you to be honest with yourself right now. Did you really move, or did you just think about it? Did you move, or did you just sit there and think about it? And that right there, that's why it matters today, because today we're going to talk to somebody who didn't just wait until everything made sense to her, because I've heard her before. We've had conversations, we've sat, and I hear how she encourages and coaches others. She didn't just wait until she felt ready. She moved anyway. So I got my girl Waverly McSwain, y'all. I got Waverly here today. When I tell you she's not just talented, she's been building something over the last few years. It took a skill. She took her skill and she turned it into income. She's helping other women feel confident, bold, and beautiful. And I'm one of them women, like not just with makeup. She does it by doing brows, brow tinting, permanent brow makeup, eyelashes. She does a lot of things, y'all. And I'm just going to let her explain it. But more than that, she made a decision to move. Y'all, I want y'all to welcome my girl, Waverly McSwain, in the room. Waverly, welcome.
Thank you so much, Kirby, for inviting me on. I'm so excited to speak about this topic because it's something that I'm still working through now. So that's also a key point for people to realize that it's something that you always are going to be working at. Once you hit one thing, once you check that one task or goal off the list, You're going to continue doing something different. God is going to continue to deposit something new for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And so with that being said, you've already introduced me, but let's talk about Waverly McSwain Beauty and what it's about. So basically, it's where busy women come to eliminate their stress of just getting ready. So they can wake up polished, they stay confident all day, and they're never second guessing how they look. And that is for like everyday life, for big events, and even after physical changes have happened, such as chemotherapy due to breast cancer or any form of cancer. And so how I impact that is I actually help people who actually dealt with breast cancer or any form of cancer where their hair has they've lost hair, or they have lost bilateral or unilateral breasts, and they just want to feel a sense of normalcy. So I go in there and I actually can create a 3D areola tattoo. That's one of my newest things that I'm going into now. However, I've been helping women to just look good no matter what for over a decade now. So we're looking at about 16 years now. And I still feel like I'm just getting started, Kirby.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm just getting started. So yes, what are my questions, Kirby?
Well, so I have a question. Because a lot of people they feel like a lot of business owners we make it look so easy because they don't know the behind the scenes. They don't know what we have to endure or deal with. But what did life look like for you before the business? And when did you realize you wanted more for yourself?
So life looked like for me, I was going in day to day. I was working for a major cosmetics company that everyone knows, called Mac Cosmetics. I worked there for 9 years in totality. Before I ended up transitioning into becoming my own self-employment, I was working as a retail manager. So pretty much I feel like I knew that there was a shift happening, that I was not going to continue with Mac. And really, like most people can say, the shift kind of happened around the time of COVID. So when COVID came about, I was taking care of and managing about 8 employees, with the direction of Mac and how their standards and systems flow. And I think for me, it was like March 14th, 2020 was like the day that they stated to us, like, hey, we're going to be closing down for a little while. We don't know how long, but it's basically a state of emergency, and we don't know what the next move. So basically, y'all go home. That's what you know to do for tomorrow. Don't come into work. And so I remember that first week of the unknown, and it was so interesting because I really feel like God was nagging at me, or not nagging. He was kind of pushing at me then, because he basically, I was in the process of, within that first week, I had already created a makeup class. I started noticing everybody on social media was moving towards something. So I was like, okay, well, let's do virtual makeup classes. So I feel like that's when everything started with becoming virtual. I was able to create a class and make money at home just from that alone. And then I did it so well that I was able to also teach and also give my whole systems to a friend of mine that does makeup, and she was working for Mac Cosmetics as well. So it went to the point where she was so successful, where she was able to buy her a new car during COVID. She was able to basically just expand what she does as well. So that's where everything started, where entrepreneurship started tickling me. It was okay, you got an idea, you can do something here. And I remember we were on furlough for 4 months, and every day I was doing something. Every day I was keeping myself steady. So like I would wake up in the morning, I would actually have a routine for myself because I was at home. So I had to make a routine so I couldn't just be. I was tired of watching all the YouTubes. I was tired of watching all the lives. I needed something for me. So I started becoming a little disciplined with like, okay, well, you're going to go and you're going to like work on this business plan. Like I have a whole different business plan for a self-care beauty box that I created in 2020 that I didn't dive into. However, that was just a way of me building and understanding it was something for me to do. Shortly after that 4 months was up, I come back. They reinstate our employment, but the scene has changed. Where once we had 8 people that was like actually working, now it was 3, 1 full time and 2 part timers, and that was a shift. Like that was another rocky shift. Like, okay, well, how are we gonna navigate this? And I just found myself to be at work every day. I was working every day, like from 11 to 8. I only had 2 days off, and that was tiring. Because you can't really do nothing before 11 o'clock unless you get up really, really early, and not much is open after 8 p.m. So the next big shift happened when they decided to basically reduce our pay. And that was basically like all management. Everybody had like between a $10,000 to $20,000 pay cut. And that was like one of those moments. I remember I went home. I was upset that weekend.
Yeah.
And it was something about after I got upset, I was like, you know what? All right. It was like that next morning. I woke up that Monday morning, and I promise you, like clockwork, I remember that Mac Cosmetics paid for schooling. I said, okay, cool. Let's go. You know, it's time to shift. And I knew that I've always loved brows. I knew that brows frame the face. I knew that people was losing brows. Just it could be just from aging. Your brows are thinning. And it was just, I've always loved it in makeup. So I went for it.
So
And,
that's when you were during COVID, basically during COVID, and you were there, and y'all went on furlough. That's when it kind of like clicked that, hey, I want more. I can do more. So
Yep.
what was the biggest lie? You know, sometimes the enemy, I'm gonna say the enemy because y'all know I'm that girl, but the devil try to plant these seeds. So what was like the biggest lie that you believed about yourself in the beginning? Like,
oh, the biggest lie was like, girl, can you do that? Like, well, but really the biggest lie came in steps. Like each step that I actually took, the enemy was like planting something like a doubt in my head. What I mean by each step, I'm talking about like, okay, you need a space, you need a studio because you can't do this procedure like out your house. Oh, I can't afford that. That was like the first one, right? And then when something did come about and I was gonna go in and sign with another lady, then immediately afterwards, like within the week we were supposed to sign the contract, she didn't want to sign anymore. So that was another blow to my confidence. Like, okay, well, well, God, I've told you my yes. I've actually said, okay, I'm about to go for this. And then now this is not working. But Kirby, it's good to have wonderful people in your ear. It's good to have people who know who God who God is in their life, and they can help push you forward. And I had this one lady say, hey, look, because I seen this one building, and I was like, nah, I can't do that. I will not be able to pay for that. Like that, and my home life and everything else that comes with it, I was so doubtful. So that's one of the things that the enemy was trying to plant in my head consistently, so that I was not going to be able to pay for it.
How did you push past though the fear, the doubt, the overthinking? Like, how did you push past that?
A lot of breathing, a lot of prayer. Like I literally, every moment that I had the fear that was creeping up in my throat, I had to kind of speak it down and say, okay, at least you can try. Like if you don't try, nothing can be done. So I just put one foot in front of the other. Mm-hmm. And I had different little systems where I prayed, where I taught myself through it. I had to do some breath work in order to make it happen, because that's the time when you get anxious. Like, it starts to work on your body. Like, mm-hmm. Can I do this? And so you start noticing that everything about you is kind of jittery. Yeah. And I just pushed past it. And plus, like I said, I had good people in my corner too, who encouraged me to still go for it. So it's great. It's great to have cheerleaders too, as friends, that say, "Hey, try it."
Gotcha. That's good. Oftentimes you meet people, and we have a lot of small business owners, but a lot of times people just don't understand what goes into, opening a business and those things of doubt. And one of my mentors often says, watch what you say. Like, you put that out in the atmosphere that, oh, this ain't working or this and that. That stuff comes to fruition, and it can be detrimental to your life. God tells us to be careful what we say. You have what you say, and got to speak positive and put positive things out there. I think we kind of talked about, well, no, we didn't. What helped you stay consistent? Like, when you open your business and you started working for yourself, what's some things that help you stay consistent and on your toes there? What would you say helped?
One thing that helps me to stay consistent is to know that I gotta make it. Like, that's one of the main things in my head, is like, you have to make it. Like, it's for yourself. You're doing this more than just for yourself as well. My first thing is, I'm going to make it. So that's one thing that keeps me consistent. Telling myself that, and then also, like, who I'm called to work with and for. Mm-hmm. And who I'm able to service is what keeps me going, because I have so many days when I have women who truly, like, they have given everything. They've given everything to everybody. And I'm talking like work. They've given everything to family. They've given everything to husbands. They've given everything to whatever they are called to do specifically. But sometimes, because they're so strong, they're sometimes often overlooked. So my space is like more of a refuge for them in beauty services. And they come in and they get to relax. They get to sleep. The amount of ladies that get to rest in my location is unreal.
Yeah, I'm one of them. I go to sleep, y'all. I may snore 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, like, it's just unreal. Yeah. So that's what keeps me consistent, because, like, I have days when I just sometimes don't want to show up, but I have to remember, like, okay, I told God yes. I told myself yes. Mm-hmm. And then I also am speaking inaudible, like, yes to my clients. Like, come on in, and they give back. Honestly, not even just a monetary, but they give back, and sometimes they're listening to me, yeah. To help me through it. And so, yeah, that's what keeps me consistent.
Okay. So do you think you were structured going in, or are you like figuring it out as you go, or do you think you're structured?
I am figuring it out as I go. Yeah. I feel like entrepreneurship is something that you always, it's going to be something new. You're going to, just like how, like, in the world today, right? When we look at, like, when we get on social media, what do we see? Mm-hmm. 1 minute they're talking about investments. 1 minute they're talking about buying homes. The next minute they're talking about, vacations, right? Mm-hmm. Or the next minute they talk about, well, did you put your money back in a high yield savings account? Like, something as simple as that. It's almost it's that way in entrepreneurship, because you're like, hey, did I run down my monthly numbers this month? Mm-hmm. Did I put money back for myself? Did I make sure my insurance is paid? Is like, what's coming up? Oh, right now in April and May, my licenses are coming up. I got to renew them. Mm-hmm. Like, it's always something that just gonna happen. You're gonna find out something new. Like, look, luckily, it's like people who will just start talking, and they'll tell you, "Oh, well, such and such helped me out here," and that'll get you in an alignment. So I'm forever getting better daily.
Yeah.
But no, it's the everyday. It's the everyday improvement.
Yes, it actually is. I would say too, I see you a lot. You speak to a lot of women, whether they're young, the young women. I see that you do that. You're on different, different shows. And y'all, Waverly failed to tell you guys she actually has her own podcast as well. Waverly, she can tell y'all a little bit about that too.
Yes, it's called Bougie Rouge. It's my partner and I. Her name is Dee Ruzan, and myself. We basically talk to other women in the beauty industry specifically, and what that looks like, and how they have made it from point A to point B in their life. And not even really just specifically to beauty, but it could be an aspect of like magazines, illustrations, someone who is really great at what's it called, like creating websites, because all that is a level of beauty, like what allows people to be attracted to your business or who you are. So we basically are just speaking to ladies about what got you to where you are, and where your faith takes you.
Where can they find the episodes if they want to go back and listen or join you guys? Where could they find that?
Yes. So we just wrapped up season 2, and you can find us on all social media platforms at Rouge and Rouge, and then you can also find us on all podcast platforms as well.
Okay, that's good. So let's get back, because I know I jumped, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget to ask, because that's it's important that people know where to find you. What's something you had to learn about business that nobody told you?
Well, something I had learned about business that no one told me. It's hard.
They don't tell us that, do they?
Just simplistic, like simply put, it is difficult, because it's all about, like, something about entrepreneurship. You have to have self-regulation. They don't tell you that. So, like, where these major companies, they have people that can speak and do content and email you back and and things of that nature. You are generally the forefront of your business when you're an entrepreneur. Even when you have people that are over that you employ, you're still the forefront. Like, people are gonna still see you. It's difficult. It's difficult to hold all those roles. And generally, when you're first starting out, you're holding all those roles. So you basically, like, are juggling multiple roles at one time, and you have to have self-regulation. You have to even be able to tell yourself stop.
I like
and
that.
It gotta be it's a hard piece. Stop. Like, do nothing else. Like, don't even think about it. Don't even respond to this person. Just give yourself a moment, breathe, take a nap. And that's something I did in the first beginning of my entrepreneurial career. Maybe I took naps consistently. Like, naps was actually helping me to refuel myself when I found myself to be overly anxious.
So let's go into the confidence and identity portion of beauty. What happens when a woman, or what do you think happens when a woman finally sees herself differently after you've done something? When, like, for instance, I know for me, lashes, I was buying the strip dollar store lashes, right? I was buying them. They not $1 no more. They about $2.50, $3. But and I felt like, okay, well, I felt cute when I put them on, but it was a difference, sitting there and letting you do individual lashes. I mean, I even stopped wearing makeup every day because I just felt like it gave me a different sense of confidence. But what happens for you when a woman finally sees herself differently? Like, how does that make you feel, or how do you think they even feel when Waverly does something to help enhance their beauty or make them feel differently?
So, that's a really good question, Kirby. I am always, I feel like in awe about it, and I'm excited about it because when a woman when she gets refreshed, because that's really what I look at it, like she's refreshed, because it's something like when you get your hair done, right? And let's say you had a bad day before you, earlier in that day, you go get your hair done or you go get a beauty service and you feel like yourself again. So many people end up, so many women always end up looking at their photo like a mirror of themselves, and they're like, "Girl, you back!" Like they talk to themselves differently compared to when they first roll in. They like, "Girl, I look a mess." You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go ahead and refresh me. You know, they know they coming in for a refreshing, and so that's super. Like it's so amazing. It's so cool to be able to see them. Like it's almost like they're recharged. Like their battery was low, but now they feel so much better. All because I've applied makeup on them. Their brows are back and they're fuller because during aging they actually like thinned or disappeared. You know, it's just something about it. They whole thing just brightens up. They're confident. Well, that's what it does for me. I love it.
Well,
love it.
That's beautiful. Let's get real for a moment here, because we don't show everything, but I always like to tell people sometimes I almost quit every day. I feel in real estate, and I literally mean it. But what's something you feel like almost made you quit, and what kept you going anyway?
When that bank account does not reflect what all I'm putting in. Sometimes can feel like a deal breaker. Because like, especially when you coming from working for a corporation, you know what that check gonna look like each and every time. That's not the same here. Like business has ebbs and flows, and you have to be smart, very very strategic about where you place your money. You know, so that when the ebb come on, and you're good, you can flow through it. You can float through it.
Yeah.
That can sometimes be a make or break for me. But I always have to say, like, okay, well, babe, who's your source? Like, and the moment I like stop and I give it back to God, He like opens up doors, like literally. And then like right now for me, I've hit year 5, and so much other stuff is like pulling at me to like get better at. It's also showing me what I need to change in my business, and that's hard because it's where I have built up for 5 years. Now I still see that it's more to me. It's more to me that has to change to shift in order to become and receive this next opportunity. And a lot of people don't realize what that's like.
Okay. That's good. That is good. If someone is listening right now and you feel like you're stuck, I need you to think today. I don't want you to wait later in the week, but think about that one thing that you need to do this week. What would you tell your younger self? Because this wasn't just Waverly's story. It's just a snippet, y'all. It's just a snippet. She just shared a snippet of, kind of how she got started, and she's got more. She has more. We're going to have her back on to, we can get on into some more questions. But I appreciate you, Waverly, taking out time to give us some insight into is it Waverly McSwain Beauty, or do we call it WM Beauty?
Oh, it's either or.
Either or, okay.
For sure, it's WM Beauty.
Okay, gotcha. So let's just recap real quick. when you transition, you weren't really ready. You just knew there had to be more. So let me get out here, and I didn't have it all figured out at first, but I'm gonna move anyway, right? She moved anyway. I had a question last week after the call, and they asked, "How do you stay consistent? Like, how do you make plans, but how do you make yourself do it every day?" And that was big. And Waverly talked about that, just being consistent, starting your small habits, like not responding, right, taking that nap. So those are good habits to have. You got to start small. And I tell people all the time, we've been told all the time ourselves, Rome wasn't built in a day, was it?
Nope, it was not.
It wasn't.
And Rome was massive. So if someone actually look up Rome and look what Rome was all about, hey, cool. Rome, you're building something. It's gonna take some time.
Yeah. You can't build, y'all can't build wealth being hesitant. You can't build anything staying stuck in your own head, because a lot of times we're held hostage by ourselves. And confidence doesn't come at first. You got to start small, and eventually your confidence will build up. You will build up and, begin to get comfortable with the choices and decisions that you made. So before you try to own a piece of real estate, before you even try to build wealth, before you try to own a piece of America, you have to own your mindset. You got to own your discipline, own your decisions to move, and then you can own a piece of America. It's been real, and I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. This is your girl Kirby signing off. Bye for now. See you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to Life, Finance, and Real Estate with Kirby the Realtor. You can catch us every Thursday at 12 p.m. on 92.1 WJMG, 93.1 WGDQ, and also you can listen live at 921WJMG.com or 931WGDQ.com. If you happen to miss the live recording, don't fret, we'll replay it at 6 p.m. tonight. Thank you once again for listening to Life, Finance, and Real Estate.
Straight down, came up. God made a way. Straight down, came up. God made a way. Stay down, came up. God made a way. Let me tell you about it. You can sit and wait around. You can make it happen. I've been walking in the spirit. Ain't no way around it. And it's up. Yeah. And it's up. Yeah. Pedal to the metal, headed to the top. Swerving around the block, this be getting hot. It's so hot. The Holy got a purpose, I can't ever stop. I got Lamborghini mercy on me. I'm outside with the cool. Look at that, deja vu. Not with the trap, but